here's Brody Brazil.
You know, it really is crazy when you sit back and think about the longevity and the greatness of Steph Curry after all these years with the Golden State Warriors in the National Basketball Association, to the point where there's now new players coming into this league who don't know an NBA without Steph Curry, like Quincy Olivari. There he is, now on the Los Angeles Lakers. Congrats to him, and more on his story in a second. He grew up idolizing Steph Curry, got to meet him before a preseason game the other night, and actually broke down into tears just based off of their interaction and what Steph has meant to him growing up. So it's kind of that circle of life feeling. This is a little bit about Steph. It's also about Quincy, which we'll get into here via reporting from ESPN.com. They said this: at the conclusion of the Lakers preseason Friday, training camp invitee Quincy Olivari told reporters this, quote, "I just want a job in the NBA," end quote. On Saturday, the undrafted guard out of Xavier got his wish. How cool is that? How great is that? I always love the undrafted players in any respective sport pretty much more than anybody else. They found a way. Their journey is amazing. They weren't supposed to make it. The system got it wrong. After all that extensive scouting and drafting, and they weren't a part of that, you understand how bad he must have felt not being drafted, but still found a way to get to the NBA. LA signed Olivari to a two-way contract, meaning that, yeah, he can be sent down and play in the G League, but he also can come up to the NBA and play for the Lakers, the team announced this past weekend. That is so great for Quincy. Olivari's 23. He made the most out of his preseason opportunities, leading LA to the first win of the J.J. Redick era by scoring 11 fourth-quarter points in a come-from-behind victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Friday, with the Lakers resting their starters against the Golden State Warriors, he led his team with 22 points, 8 of 16 shooting from the floor, including 5 of 9 from three-point range. And I say three-point range, who might that sound like? And who is that young fella there on the left? Like I said before, that's Quincy Olivari, growing up in Texas. There he is in Dallas at the American Airlines Center, a Warriors-Mavericks game. There he is getting his Steph Curry jersey autographed. And now he's in the NBA. Just think about that. There's Steph on the left, clearly in that video. There's Quincy on the right. Look at the smile on his face. Look at that. And now Quincy is in the NBA.
And you mentioned Book and KD knowing who you are. It looked like maybe your favorite player of all time also knows who you are. We saw Steph Curry having some words with you on the court after the game. What can you tell us about that conversation?
Man, it's crazy because I've liked him since I was in like 6th grade. Like, it was, I don't even know what to say, man, because like that's my favorite player ever. And the first thing he told me was like, "I'm a big fan of your game." And like, truth be told, I'm a big fan of him. You know, like I had his jersey. He signed it twice. I used to sleep under that jersey, and like I just wanted to be like him so bad. And so just to be able to meet him, him be able to have some respect for me, and then us to talk in the back, he gave me a pair of his shoes and signed them. Like that meant the world to me, man. Like my dad knows, my mom knows. Like it just means a lot. And like I don't know, it just means a lot.
Wow. I mean, that was pretty great right there. To see somebody have those feelings and let that emotion come out. And certainly the interaction didn't go that way in person with Quincy and Steph, but you hope that Steph gets to see that after the fact, to understand the true feelings and the true motivation that maybe Steph had on Quincy, coming up as a basketball player who now made it to the NBA again as an undrafted member of this league. Very cool situation all the way around. And just to kind of circle back on Steph, think about the career, how much he changed the Warriors, their pedigree of winning, took the franchise back to a place it hadn't been in many decades. He totally changed the NBA. I mean, yeah, fast break and that trend had always kind of come and gone. In the 90s and 2000s, it was there, but the pure shooting league that the NBA has become and taking so many chances on threes, that is a Steph Curry and Klay Thompson thing. But you can easily say that Steph changed strategy in the NBA. Teams adjusted. Teams tried to copy that. Players tried to copy that because of what Steph Curry was doing with the Warriors starting in the early 2010s. And now 15 seasons in the books for Steph. This is season 16 coming up. Most of those seasons, he's been a high-profile player in the NBA, which means that 21, 22, 23-year-olds, young people in their early 20s like Quincy, if you do the math and realize Steph's been there for the last 15 doing his thing in a pretty dominant way, a lot of those young 20-something-year-olds, they don't know an NBA without Steph Curry. And now some of them are in that NBA with Steph Curry, which is pretty cool. So like I said before, it's that circle of life thing. And I'm glad that the longevity, as much as the accomplishments and the achievements for Steph have been there and the records being broken have been there, I'm just glad that he continues to get to do this at a high level for a very long period of time. You made it to the end of this video. You know I really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below greatly helps me and this video and this channel. And also before it ends, go down there and hit that subscribe button. That way I get to definitely see you back here next time.